Hey there, hi, welcome to the channel. I am Garrett, and in this video, it's part 2. Yes, I did what is wrong with millennials' homes and how to fix it. And in this video, I'm coming for Gen X. Now, Gen X is defined as people born between 1965 and 1980, ages 44 to 59 at the time of this video filming. So, those of you who fall into that, no. We have got to talk about design mistakes that you are making in your home and how to fix them. Now, the first design mistake that Gen X loves to make, that we have got to fix, is a theme. Yeah, Gen X loves a theme. And themes can be, inspired by something good. They could take a bad take. We got to talk about it. Now, baby boomers love a specific style. And it may be a more like niche driven style. It's like French country, right? Like that's a specific style. And it's not something that, you maybe see everywhere. Like we're not in France. So it's, definitely an inspired style, but that's okay. And millennials like a trend. So we're going to see something that we really love and we're like, oh, that's trendy. I love it. Like, let's go for that. And Gen X is more in that theme kind of area. An example, I live in Las Vegas. We have a lot of Tuscan design. That's what was happening like early 2000s, a lot of Tuscan design. And that can be just a style. It can be a theme. If you take it like, oh, this house is Tuscan inspired and it's got some of those key elements like, darker wood, cherry wood, featured in a lot of them with granite, and we have a lot of limestone or travertine. That's okay. Like that's not specifically a theme. Those are just materials that are derivative of a certain style. But if you take it to that next level and you're like, oh yeah, we're going to have the grape wallpaper border and the ivy on top of the cabinets. In the first home my husband and I ever had here in Las Vegas, there was in the kitchen of the backsplash was like a tumbled limestone tile, and then there was a mural of like a wine bottle with a basket of grapes and like a little baguette with it, and it was a theme. It was a theme and it was bad. So obviously we had to redo the kitchen and we did it stunningly, but that's where a theme goes bad, and Gen X loves a theme. Why do you love a theme? I could not tell you. I don't know if you just think it is a specific style or you're like, oh, I love a theme. Like we can have something that is coastal inspired, and you do that through color, pattern, texture, some materials, or you could have a beach inspired space. The beach is a theme. Okay. So that's when you have like, oh, a little shell painting on the wall and it's little fish over here. Like, no. And I find that it also happens a lot with like children's spaces or bathrooms, and it's like, oh, it's a bathroom. It needs to be an underwater theme. Like what does that have to do with the bathroom? I don't, like because there's water involved, because both of the spaces get wet. Like that doesn't make sense to me. So I think you have to be specific and intentional. Arden, you're getting yourself tangled up in these cords and cables. Would you like to say hello to everyone? Would you like to say hi, Arden? You want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening? I don't know what time you're watching this, but I hope it's within the first hour because that means the world to content creators. So let's go with good morning. Say good morning, Arden. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, I'm gonna let you sit here in my lap. You can be a sweet boy and lay here. Themes, don't do them, and let's elevate them. You can take what your theme is inspired by and don't make it so niche and so specific. Now, if you are stuck in your style, you can't figure out what you want to do, you can't pinpoint it, or you think you might have a theme in your home, atrocity. You can always book a one-on-one design consultation with me using the link in the description box down below or going to intro.co/GarrettLachique. Something else we have to talk about Gen X loves to do. Love, and I blame you for this. Yes, open concept. You are the ones that loved open concept. And so many people love to comment and be like, oh, it was those decorator TV shows that really got everybody involved in open concept. No, it's you because you're the ones that fell for it, all right? So open concept is good and bad. What is this little tangle you have in your ear, Arden? Oh, it's a little bit of food you got stuck in there. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's better. Okay. Hi. Open concept is good and bad. The good of it is that, we are having these really expansive spaces that lets a lot of light in through all of the spaces. The bad is that there's not really specifically oriented flow in the house, in the space. Like, if everything is open, there's no wall, there's no clear pathways and walkways. So you have to use furniture and area rugs and placement to decide on what that's going to be. Now, I've done a ton of videos all about layouts for living rooms and how to decorate your spaces and everything. So I am going to link right up here one of my favorite videos all about layouts for your home for difficult spaces. So be sure you check that out because a lot of them were open concept. It's a difficult style of home to decorate, and I will give it that. So that does tend to need a lot more attention. Open concept, though, is kind of fading out a little bit. Like, I'm actually seeing a big trend of people closing in spaces in an open concept home because sometimes they just lack a certain definition that you really want your home to have. And right now, a lot of builders that are newly designing homes are doing modified open concept spaces. So, like, I want my dining space to be defined, right? And, if you're not in some grand home that has formal rooms and everything, you want to be able to have a defined space where you can host and you can entertain, even if it is open to the kitchen or the living room, whatever, that works out. So having a somewhat defined space there is great, but then having, a more open concept family room and kitchen space works out better because the kids and family can be lounging, relaxing, playing in the living room, and you can be in the kitchen, cooking or doing dishes, or vice versa. I mean, have the kids go and do the dishes while you're sitting there watching TV, and you can make sure they're doing them correctly and not messing around, getting everything wet. I love that for you. Open concept can be a good thing. Modified open concept, in my opinion, is the best. Gen X, you are responsible for the open concept pandemic. I blame you. I also blame you for falling, victim to the whole decorator TV show thing, which is something else we have to talk about. Yes, the decorator TV shows. I get asked all of the time to do reaction videos to decorator TV shows, and I don't know, I kind of love the idea and the concept of it, but at the same time, I'm kind of am I going for low-hanging fruit here? Because the issues are plentiful. The decorator TV shows, a lot of it was trend driven. A lot of it was just what can we do to this space? How can we convert it to this? Or, something I also see all of the time with these TV shows is the clients don't really know what they want or have a direction or a sense of design that they want. And so it's this person has one style, they do one thing, and so they go in and they do that one thing. And okay, so you're able to do one thing, that's great. I think as a designer, as a decorator, you have to be versatile. You have to be able to have your hands in many different styles and be able to do a lot of different things. And so I think there's something to be said for that. However, the decorator TV shows, you all loved them. You made decorating TV shows what they were. And I will be honest with you. Clean Sweep was my favorite decorator TV show. I really liked it because they went in and they were oh yeah, you have too much stuff, you got to get rid of it. And they had a big yard sale and then, went in and used the proceeds from the yard sale to decorate the house. I thought that was pretty cool and I liked that. Plus, I just love Niecy Nash. But that was a good show. A lot of the other designer TV shows, I think they definitely inspired me to get started in a design career so I could fix all of the problems they created. However, I think they were interesting. You all loved them, though. You all loved them. You're the ones that fell for it, and I think it's a problem. It creates an unrealistic idea of what can be done in terms of the cost of doing renovations and design work, and then what the realities of that are. So I think there's something you got to think about there. I love design TV shows, and they definitely inspired me to start this YouTube channel to an extent, but Gen X, you're the ones that love them the most. Now, if you are a fan of these design TV shows, but you've always wondered how do they do that? How do they create it? How can you achieve that in your home? The answer is right here on this channel with our Liz Chic family. We have got your back. We have got you covered. All things interior design. So join us, become a part of our Liz Chic family. And all it takes is hitting that subscribe button. It costs you nothing. I don't ask you to sign up for anything. I don't take your personal information and sell it to places so you get spam emails. I also don't ask you to pay for this content. It's completely free. And I would love to have you as a part of our family. Hitting that subscribe button means the world to content creators like me. It also helps all of our Liz Chic family members, grow in size and scale. We are the Liz Chic army, and we are defeating YouTube's algorithm, and you all have been helping me do that by tuning into these videos when they first come out in the first hour. YouTube's algorithm looks at that, and it's like a giant green flag, hey, this content's amazing, and I need your help to do that. Because we have got to save the world from bad design one home at a time. So be sure you tune in the first hour video goes live if you can. And also I would greatly appreciate it if you gave this video a like. But I want you all to know that I truly appreciate and want to thank you for your continued help. It means the absolute world to me. I believe I referenced something when we talked about themes. I don't like word signs. I don't like text in the space. I don't need to have words in my decor. And Gen X, you are the ones responsible for the word signs. Okay, it's not the millennials. Like, we got it, we know, we don't need words all over the place. I don't know what was with all of you. You love positive quotes and that energy. I'm a Scorpio, so the positive energy is not my thing. But I love that for you. However, the word signs, they have to be limited. You're right, I'm not that person that ever says like, it's black and white, like you absolutely can't have that, you can't do it. I'm gonna tell you I don't like that because of this, and this is how I would do it and make it look good. If I was gonna put a word sign in my home, it would have to be something very personal and very limited in terms of what it is, and somewhere that maybe wasn't in the most public of spaces. I don't wanna walk into my home to like some big quote on the wall, like, ugh, I don't even like walking into an office building or something like that, and there's people that have like word signs and, you know, like positive quotes and like, only the best can beat you, like, that's literally a threat. Like, I don't know what to tell you about that. I don't like word signs, but if you're going to have them, make them funny, make them personal, and make them in more private spaces. Like, don't give me a big sign in the kitchen that says eat. Like, first of all, I don't eat in my kitchen. I cook in my kitchen, I eat in my dining room. So like, get it together. Secondly, it's not giving me anything. It's not funny. I don't understand it. So like, I would rather see a word sign that's funny in the powder room, that like only the guests that know there. It's like a funny little secret that only is between me and you because we both know. Like, I like that. I think that's funny and I think it's interesting. Inside jokes are great. I also saw something really cool. It was really interesting, and it was like beautiful artwork that was framed, but it was like a children's drawing, and it's like, you know, kids writing stuff or whatever. I think that is so sweet. That is so adorable, especially if your kids or your grandkids are making it. That's personality, and we love personality in a home. So if you're gonna do a word sign, I honestly like, get the kids and get the crayons out and have them, you know, make you something, have them write something, because then it's personal, it's interesting, it's unique, and you can pick the colors so they match your decor well. I think that's better. I just like personality in a home, and word signs don't necessarily say personality to me. They say whatever the sign says, and you can go and you can buy them, you can order them online. All right, fine. Have something custom made. Have your like last name and like establish this date, whatever made. That's cool too, but like, give us something interesting, give us something unique. And that does not necessarily mean it's gonna be a word sign. And like I said, Gen X, you are the ones that like them the best. Something that you Gen Xers are not prepared to hear about, but you need to know because it is affecting all of us greatly, is the furniture set, which you love. Gen X loves a furniture set. You love it. Why? Couldn't tell you. I don't love a furniture set. And I've said this before because, one, I don't like things that are overly matchy-matchy. It's like, there's no character there, right? If everything is the same, there's no character. It's just like clones, which, ooh, that's a whole thing. We're not getting into cloning right now. All the same, it's just different sizes. That's my problem, is that the scale is just off with a furniture set. Like, the sofa should be bulkier and heavier than like a two-seater or a love seat. Like, that would be a settee, so I want to see that smaller scale, or like an accent chair. I don't want it to be just like the one-seater version of the sofa. And the same thing goes for tables. Like, something like a dining table should have a little bit more scale, maybe a little bit more bulk to it than a side table should, as where in a furniture set, they're going to basically be the same. So that scale for me is just off, and I like something that's more character driven. When you have something that's layered, that everything doesn't match. You know, if it's a bedroom set, like, get the nightstands and the dresser that match, but then let's do a different bed, something upholstered, something interesting like that. There's lots of things you can play with there. Furniture sets and buying out of catalogs, Gen X, you have your names written all over it. And well, I mean, it was a bigger thing. I mean, many of you have been watching this channel and realized the error of your ways and have, you know, like, gotten it together, let's just say. Let's talk about colors, because Gen X loves a matchy-matchy color scheme. And honey, if I was the design police, jail, okay? Jail immediately. Matchy-matchy color schemes are a problem. And there's something to be said for cohesive design and having flow in your color schemes and matchy-matchy. When I say matchy-matchy, I'm talking about this picture right here you're looking at, okay? It's like yellow chairs, yellow pillow, yellow blanket, the little yellow pillow that says home. There's even artwork in the background that's yellow. It's too much of the same thing. Now I want you to look at this space here. It's a beautiful home, but we're focusing in on the colors. I want you to take a look at the artwork above the fireplace. Blue and green stripes in it, beautiful. And then I wanna slowly come down here. You can see the pillows are in a very matching color scheme here. Then we have this little floral accent pillow that has both of these colors, this blue and this green together. This is how you work in colors and you be cohesive and intentional with them and not matchy with them. Yes, these are all the same colors, but we have it broken up a little bit. We have pattern happening here. We have vibrant colors happening. It works, it's cohesive. Another example, this space right here, it's got this kind of golden camel tone on the wall where these windows are. Then we have pillows that work with that. We have lighting that matches the hardware on the cabinetry, the cabinet, the little TV console matches that also. The gray from the paneled wall references back to the trim and the window treatment around the window, and also the rug. Cohesivity without it being matchy. You can do this in your space and elevate it, but you cannot do like matchy-matchy because it's the same thing over and over and over again. It's too much. It looks like, oh, I went into, you know, some department store and they had all of this, so I bought every one of those pillows in the same color, and then I found chairs from the same store that matched it perfectly. I had to have them, and then, oh, the artwork. No, it's almost like a cheap shot. You know, it's like, okay, we threw our hand at it and we did the easiest thing possible. It doesn't feel layered. It doesn't feel personal. It feels like it's a color block. It feels like we took out the yellow crayon and we used it here and we used it there, we used it there, and that was that. It's too much. It's too much. We need a little bit of pattern. We need a little bit of layering. And also, when you're working with colors in a color scheme, the colors do not have to be the exact same. They don't have to match perfectly. They can be slightly off versions of each other, a slightly lighter, slightly darker take on that to make it feel layered, to make it feel interesting and vibrant and unique. I think that is what a space needs. Do not do this matchy color scheme. Gen X, I'm looking at you. I want to apologize to Gen X because I did absolutely drag you for filth, but you needed that. And if you haven't already, be sure you check out this video right over here where I come for all of the millennials, myself included, but not really because that's just me. I will see you over there.